In this demo, we're going to deploy and interact with a smart contract in the Ethereum test environment, and then explore web3, which is a Python library that enables Python developers to communicate with the Ethereum blockchain. This is a continuation of a previous demo where we created a decentralized voting application, which allows users to vote for candidates and view results securely. So here I am back in the Remix IDE, where I already wrote the smart contract for the application and tested the contract using the Solidity compiler and a JavaScript virtual machine with test accounts. Now I want to deploy and test it on the Ethereum test environment. You can see my file here, voting.sol. Before deploying this to the Ethereum test network, we're going to set up Metamask, which is a crypto wallet that allows users to interact with the Ethereum blockchain. We need it because it acts as a bridge between dApps and Ethereum. It also provides access to Ethereum test networks like Sepolia. So first I'm going to find Metamask in the Chrome Web Store. I'm going to add to Chrome. Then I'll go through the steps to configure Metamask. I'm going to create a new wallet. Sure, I'll help improve Metamask. I'll create a secret recovery phrase. Create a password. My wallet is ready. Next. Done. I'm going to go here to select a network. I'm going to enable show test networks. I'll select Sepolia. Now we're going to get Sepolia test ether using a faucet. A faucet is a service that provides free test ether for smart contract development. It allows you to simulate real transactions without spending real money. I'm going to use the Alchemy Sepolia faucet. Note, this faucet requires a minimum Ethereum balance of 0.001 ether in the wallet address being used. I'm going to copy my wallet address from Metamask and I'll paste it here. I'll click Send Me Ether. There we go. Now I'm going to deploy the voting smart contract. Back here in Remix IDE, under Deploy and Run Transactions, I'm going to change the environment here to Injected Provider Metamask. During this process, Metamask might prompt you to connect Remix. You can go ahead and confirm the connection. Under Account, you should confirm that your Ethereum wallet address is listed. I'm going to click Deploy here. This deploys it to the Ethereum test network, Sepolia. Again, Metamask might pop up a confirmation. Looks like this. Go ahead and confirm it. The next step is to find your contract on Etherscan. Etherscan is a block explorer that lets you view deployed contracts and transactions. So in Remix, under Deployed Contracts, find your contract address and copy it. And then here I am on Etherscan. I'm going to paste in my contract address here. Then I'll click Search. There it is. Then back in Remix IDE, I'm going to test my functions. I'm going to register a candidate, Tracy. You might get prompted by Metamask for these transactions. Go ahead and confirm each time. I'll register another candidate, Susan. There we go. I'll create another candidate, Tim. There we go. Let me test get all candidates. Tracy, Susan, Tim, each with a current vote count of 0. I'll vote for the candidate with index 2. And if I get the candidate at index 2, I can see it's Tim. He has a vote count of 1. And if I get the winner, it's Tim, who has a vote count of 1. So my voting system seems to be working on the Ethereum test network. The next part of this demo is going to walk you through connecting to your deployed voting smart contract from Python using the web3 Python library. Web3 needs an Ethereum RPC, or remote procedure call provider. A remote procedure call provider is a service that allows applications like Web3 to interact with the Ethereum blockchain. For this, we're going to use Alchemy to connect to the Sepolia testnet. Here I am in Alchemy. For this, I've already created a free account. I'm going to go to Apps, Create New App, give this app a unique name, Voting App. I'll stick with the default use case, which is Wallet. From here, I'm going to select a chain. That's going to be Ethereum. Click Next. These are extra services. I'm not going to need any of these. Click Create App. I'll change the network to Sepolia. I'm going to copy the network URL. I'm going to need it. I'm going to change the language to Python. You can see here it even gives me sample code. I'll copy that. For connecting to the voting application using Python, I'm going to write my code in Google Colab. First thing I need to do is install web3, which is the Python library I need. So I'll pip install web3. Let that run. Then I'm going to paste the sample code that I got from Alchemy here. Let me delete some of it. First thing this code does is import web3 from web3. Then it uses the web3 HTTP provider with the given URL to connect to the Sepolia network. And I'm going to add some code here that tells me if it's actually successfully connected to print a message. Then I'll run this. There it is. It connected to Sepolia via Alchemy. Of course, you're going to use your own Alchemy URL. So now that we're connected, I'm going to go back to Remix IDE. I'm going to copy my contract address, since that's what I need to connect to. Create a variable contract address, set it to the address of my deployed contract. Of course, you're going to use your own. Next thing I'm going to do is go back to Remix IDE, and I'm going to copy the contract ABI, or application binary interface. This is JSON that defines how the smart contract can be interacted with. It allows Web3 to understand it. I'm going to go to Solidity Compiler, scroll down, copy the ABI. This will be in JSON format. Bring it back in my code. I'll paste it here. I'll store it in a variable ABI. If I run this cell, I actually get an error, a name error. Name false is not defined. This is because Python doesn't understand the lowercase f for the Boolean value false. So this JSON is not Python friendly. I need to convert it first before using it in the rest of my code. I'm going to add some additional code here. First, I'm going to import JSON, which is another Python library. And then I'm going to put this entire JSON object that I got from Remix IDE inside of enclosed triple quotes. Scroll back up here. So now this is my ABI JSON, and I'm going to convert this to Python format. So I'll say ABI equals, use my JSON library, loads function, give it the ABI JSON that Remix IDE gave me. And I'm storing the result in ABI, which I can use in the rest of my code. Now let me load the contract. I'm going to use the Web3 Ethereum contract function, give it my contract address and the ABI that I converted. Now I have the actual contract. So from the contract, I'm going to get the functions, and I'm going to call the getAllCandidates function and print those. There they are, Tracy, Susan, and Tim. Tim has a vote of 1. And then let me call one more function. From the contract, I'll access the functions. I'll call getWinner and print that. And the winner is Tim, with 1 vote. Congratulations, Tim.